Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for day 2 of our Love Yourself to Life Bible study, Breaking Lies, Releasing Shame, and Becoming Whole. So I thank you so much for being here. Again, this month, we're only doing 2 days. It's a short month. Yeah, that's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. But guess what? The information is good, and I'm hoping and praying that it helps you to move forward with breaking lies, releasing the shame, and becoming whole. Today, let's stop abandoning ourselves to keep the peace. Stop abandoning ourselves to keep the peace. Many of us are tired, not because we're weak, but because we say yes when we need to say no. We overextend, we overexplain, we try to manage everyone's feelings. We try not to hurt anybody's feelings. We say yes when we need to say no. And I can say that from a couple of weeks ago. I said yes to way too much. And my day literally would start at 6 in the morning and end at 10 o'clock at night. And I'm like, I have not even had dinner. So we need to learn how to say no. And guess what? No is a complete sentence. Yes, it is. Somewhere along the way, we begin to disappear. Many of us learned early that love meant being agreeable, saying yes. However, we become the reliable one, the accommodating one, the understanding one. And what is everybody else doing? Living their lives like it's golden, free as a bird. But over time, constantly bending teaches people that our limits are optional. And every time we ignore our own needs to avoid discomfort, resentment quietly builds. That resentment isn't because we're selfish, it's because we're depleted, we're tired, we're overworked, we're overdrawn. Our cup has run over to overflow of empty. We cannot pour from a place that is constantly drained. Our emotions are drained, our feelings are drained, our finances are drained, our mental capacity is drained. Spiritually, we're drained because we're saying yes to everybody else, but yet we may be doing so much that we forget to connect with the Father. We don't do our daily devotional. We don't listen to the word, even if we're driving to work and can put it on play to at least listen to it. We're drained. Boundaries are not walls to push people away. They are guardrails that protect what God has entrusted to us, our time, our emotional stability, and our energy. When we constantly override our own discomfort to maintain peace, we lose connection with ourselves because we're not maintaining our own peace. Loving ourselves means learning that peace at home in our spirit matters too. So peace at home matters, peace in our spirit matters. But here's the thing. Peace doesn't mean the absence of conflict. And a lot of us were using the word peace. Oh, I just want my peace. I just want my peace. I'm not in a relationship because I want my peace. Well, I want a peaceful relationship. I need somebody to come into my life that's going to bring peace. Well, you realize that anytime you have any type of connection with anyone, you're going to have some type of conflict. But the thing is, how do you handle that conflict? In this world, we will have trouble, which means that whether it is a business relationship, a work relationship, a personal relationship, a relationship with somebody at church. And when I say relationship, I mean connection, communication, interaction. At some point, the peace is going to be stirred a little bit because there's something, some type of conflict, something we don't agree on. But the thing is, how do we handle that so that we can get back to our place of peace? Think about it. Galatians 1 and 10. Am I now trying to win the approval of human beings or of God? That question, it should hit all of us deeply. Who are we trying to please, man or God? If I was trying to please man, I would not be doing these Bible studies, because it'd be like nobody's watching the videos, or nobody's liking, nobody's commenting, nobody's, if I was trying to please man. But when and because I'm doing what God has directed me to do, I am pleasing him. I'm not trying to please man. I'm trying to get the word out that of realistic things that we as women are going through, so that we can heal and we can progress and we can move forward and we can live whole lives. So my focus in doing these Bible studies is to please God and to hopefully, prayerfully help women to heal and to move forward. Jesus even set boundaries. Mark 1:35-38. When crowds were looking for him, he chose to withdraw and pray. Y'all can't have my time right now. I need to withdraw. I need some quiet time. I need to sit and I need to pray. He set a boundary. He did not respond to every demand. He didn't say yes to everything. No, I need time to sit back and pray. I need time with my Father. And if Jesus needed time to sit back and be quiet with his Father, guess what? We need to take time to sit and be quiet and sit and talk and listen to our Father, to pray. If Jesus saw it necessary to set that boundary, hello, we do too. We should too. We live in a time where productivity is praised and rest is seen as selfish. Well, let me tell you this. If you continue on that productivity wheel without getting the proper rest, at some point the physical body will say enough is enough in one way or another. We only have one temple. We only have one body. It's not like what we see on TV where this body's done and we can regenerate another one and we can say, whoop, whoop, there's a new body. No. We can't be on a constant spinning wheel of busyness without getting the proper rest, without getting the proper nourishment. Food nourishment as well as the word nourishment. We can't be on that productivity wheel. We're in a time where being available is always expected. That's the times that we're living in now. We're expected to always be available, be loving ourselves. But loving ourselves includes protecting our peace, protecting our time, protecting our boundaries. Saying no does not make us unkind, it makes us wise. I want you to identify one area where you feel resentful. That resentment may be a signal that a boundary is needed. When you start resenting people and resenting certain things, maybe you need to set a boundary in that area. Practice one respectful but firm no this week without over explaining or without explaining at all. No is a complete sentence all by itself and does not require an explanation. Now, I want us to start seeing ourselves the way that God sees us. And that's session 4. We've done 3. This is session 4. Topic: seeing ourselves the way that God sees us. I want you to think, how do you think God sees you? And then, how do you see yourself? How do you see yourself? If we're honest, many of us measure our worth by performance. We measure our worth by what we do, how well we do it, how often we do it, wash, rinse, repeat. We measure ourselves by how much we accomplish. We measure ourselves by how we look, how much we are needed. But how realistic is that? Many of us were praised for achievement from a young child all the way up. We weren't praised for just being. So we learned to equate value with performance. If we excelled, we felt secure. If we struggled, we questioned our worth. But identity rooted in performance is fragile because anything can happen and anything can change in a blink of an eye. It fluctuates with outcomes. God views us, God's view of us does not shift with our productivity. So no matter how productive we are, God's view of us doesn't change because of how productive we are. He wants us to be consistent in whatever it is that he's called us to do. He's not looking for perfection. He's not looking for performance. He's looking for commitment, truthfulness, honesty, transparency. He's not looking for performance. Doesn't matter how many followers you have. God is looking to see, are you consistent with little? If you can be faithful over a little, I will bless you with much. So my question on that is, are you not doing what God has directed you to do because you don't have the resources you think you need, the followers, or what? God is sometimes just waiting on us to be faithful in what it is that he told us to do so that he can bring the fruit. He can bring the increase. He does not love us more when we accomplish more. He does not withdraw affection when we are tired or uncertain. When we begin to see ourselves through his eyes, comparison loses power. When we start seeing ourselves through his eyes, comparison loses power. Jealousy begins to soften. Insecurity starts to weaken. We stop competing and we start walking confidently in our own lane. True confidence, it's not arrogance. It is agreement with God. It is waking up believing that who he created us to be, we're not a mistake. We're not an accident, and we are not lacking at all. Psalms 139:14, we are fearfully and wonderfully made. We are fearfully and wonderfully made. That is what is true before achievements, before titles, before validation. Ephesians 2:10 calls us to God's workmanship. We're God's workmanship. That should make you feel good. And we're fearfully and wonderfully made. That means because we're God's workmanship, guess what? We are intentional. We're not a mistake. We're designed the way he designed us. We are not random. In a culture that constantly evaluates and ranks us, we can forget that our identity is already secure in Christ. So no matter how people rank you, no matter how people say, oh, you don't have this, you don't have that, you are already complete in Jesus Christ. Your identity is secure in him. We do not earn our worth. We receive it. I want you to imagine waking up and believing that you're already enough because God says so. That changes how we show up in relationships, at work, and even in the mirror. It changes what we say to ourselves. When we wake up knowing that we are God's daughters, that we are his workmanship, that we are beautifully and wonderfully made. So now I want you to spend 5 minutes daily reading Psalms 139. I want you to read it very slowly, and I want you to personalize it. This means you're putting your name in it. When you feel inadequate this week, I want you to respond with, my worth is not up for debate. God already settled it. Your worth is not up for debate. God already settled it. This has been just a beautiful time of awakening, a beautiful time of love yourself to life, breaking the lies, releasing the shame, and becoming whole. These were 2 short lessons, but I hope they were lessons that brought value to you and help you to see yourself in a better way the way that God sees you. It's your girl, Dr. Monica. Thank you so much for joining me. I absolutely love you to life.